What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. I have my mentor, brother Don, is here. If he rarely ever come on camera, so welcome.
How you doing?
Real estate guru, all around. This man, he just gonna talk. He's talking about everything. So I originally met you when I came to Dallas because I wanted to get into wholesaling.
Right.
And you asked me, what kind of person are you? Are you an employee or the employer? And I didn't know what the F you was talking about. Right. I was like, what? Because I was studying, let me tell you, I was studying so much about wholesaling, all on YouTube, like every video. And this brother said most of it is bullshit. It's what you learned on the internet. They're not giving you the real tea. And I didn't even want to do it no more because you was like, a lot of wholesalers are on bullshit and scammers. Yeah. You remember that conversation?
Yes.
So we are here. We have a lot of topics to get into. And I want to get into the first topic. I usually do like a long intro, but we have a special guest. So we just go dive into these topics. I want to talk about Grandma Holla. Y'all know the cussing grandmother. And I'm not trying to throw shade. They were broke, but they was getting all them cash ups. What did they were doing with them cash ups? I don't know. Maybe they was eating because one of the granddaughters is overweight and they asking for a GoFundMe for the funeral, okay? And then people raised the GoFundMe. But Darius Cooks, all right, came out and dissed Miss Holla granddaughter. And Miss Holla said, Darius, you are the biggest scammer on the internet. But my thing is this, Don, should GoFundMe replace life insurance? Well, in my grandmother's words, she called it burial insurance. Should that replace that? Should we teach African-American people to get life insurance?
I think in the short, yes. I mean, if we get life insurance policies, a lot of the legislation would change. Mm-hmm. In regards,
absolutely,
because
I mean, with the killing and stuff like
because
that.
Because you think about this, like if we all got, just say, not even $1 million policy, just say 500,000, the insurance companies own. Because they on the table for it.
Because look at Chicago, the murder rate is high. Yes. Now just imagine if everybody have a 500,000 policy. Do you understand the pressure that the insurance company will go to the Republicans, Democrats, Biden, whomever, right, the governor? Or y'all need to change the laws and start
killing. And I guarantee you, they would create some kind of law to make it free.
Absolutely. Because I want to say this about Miss Holla. Don't get me wrong. We donate. I didn't donate, but a lot of people donated to her. And now you ask for a GoFundMe. Y'all knew she was going to pass away. She had terminal cancer. So put some money away, if not for a funeral, but for cremation. I think, and I say this, and I know I'm gonna get it backlash. If you Black and poor, you should not have a homegoing service at a big church. That's only for people that can afford it. If you can't afford it, cremate you, put you in the backyard, scatter your ashes in the lake, and be done with it. If you can't afford a big time funeral, don't have it. It is what it is. If you didn't have insurance, if you don't have insurance, don't ask the public to say, okay, let me cash app you. Let's put a GoFundMe. No, we must teach our people to get insurance. And like Miss Holla, she did all that cussing, didn't have any insurance. Now, she was once a young woman. She was in her old stricken years with cancer, but she was 20-something years old. So when you're young, it's cheaper to get insurance when you're younger. So get it while you're young. And I want to say this to the shade room. They was throwing shade at Miss Holla family. I get it. They are social media people. Once you got all these particular followers, if you do some effed up stuff and say, I can't afford the funeral, of course it's going to be gossip and news. Because the first thing people are going to say, well, what happened when we sent all them cash apps? What happened when we bought all them t-shirts? What happened when we go on Facebook? And so you got to be very careful with that. And when you make the money on the social media streets, if you don't have insurance, put some money in an account. So just in case you croak out, your family can afford to at least cremate you.
That is true.
So I just had to talk about that. And I want to say this because a lot of people don't understand and don't have, insurance, even rappers.
I know.
That be having all that money. And I heard that it'd be fake money. And then when they die, their family need to have the label to bury, and I'm like, what are y'all doing all this money?
Let me give you something crazy about the music industry. This is a part of the music industry that a lot of people and artists don't know. A lot of these artists that are dying, the families don't got an insurance policy on them. Wow. The label does.
Wow, yeah, I heard about that.
I'm gonna say this again. I want you to guys go look it up. There has been certain rappers that have passed away, and we have seen Aaliyah being one. There is a $50 million life insurance policy on Aaliyah, and it's coming out now. So you guys can go and do that research. And and it wasn't her family who cashed out on it.
Wow.
So
And my thing is this: it's a business. At one point, African Americans couldn't even get insurance because of generational wealth. They used to pass laws that say you can't get it because you're black, and the insurance they want to insure African Americans. They didn't ever want them to transfer wealth. That's one of the key components of wealth is transferring the policy from generation to generation,
because they do it through trust.
Absolutely. And all that. And when I look at with the labels and I look at these rappers like Mo Deb, these rappers, they was all on these labels, and the label have insurance. That's quite crazy. And I don't think it's a conspiracy. These are facts. The label get insurance, and the artist die, and the family don't monetize off of that.
Because you got to think about it. The label getting insurance, it's no different. It's no different than me and you going to a life insurance, trying to get a policy and say you have some underlying conditions, diabetes, heart conditions. Your premium gonna be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So the label is taking in effect, and they taking in consideration. Look at this dude's life. Look what he rap about, and look how he live his life. Do I think this dude gonna be around to for me to cash in on this investment for so many years with this lifestyle he living with the drugs and everything? Man, let me put a policy on.
And they already know that you're a gangbanger.
There you go. And they gonna give you the money and the influence to take it to that level.
Absolutely. And I get that. And when I look at people like that, I'm like, no, like we talk about these rappers with the beefs and the gang culture, but it's the labels that monetize off of that. And they know if y'all kill each other, we're gonna sit back and monetize, and we pretty much own the masters, and we pretty much own the insurance and the rights of your music. Like, let's be clear, some rappers, they did right by owning their masters, but the most average rapper out here, they don't have their masters.
Nope.
The label own everything. So, all right, rest in peace, Miss Holla. And her grandson did something crazy. He tried to raise her GoFundMe because he said, since the granddaughter getting some money, I want to GoFundMe, but his GoFundMe was taken down. So again, I'm saying, his GoFundMe was taken down. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on her funeral. I don't know if they're gonna live stream it, but again, I'm gonna miss Miss Holla. Now, did you see some of her videos?
Yes,
she was lit.
Yeah,
like she was lit. Like I remember, her granddaughter Helen was like, Grandma, they tired of you taking up R. Kelly. She said, oh, I'm so sorry, but that lady said she's gonna start following. She was like, bye, bitch. And like she would just cuss, and she would just cuss people out all over on the YouTube streets and on Instagram and on Facebook. So I'm gonna miss that part because I'm like, we missing that realness. And Miss Holla was real. She wasn't fake. So
yeah, she was genuinely who she was.
Absolutely. So just dropping my phone, this big ass phone that I got. I got the new iPhone, and I'm not used to having this big ass phone, and I'm still using the small one. Like this iPhone is like huge because I haven't had a Plus since the Galaxy. Okay, so make sure y'all hit the like button because we got a lot of topics that we're gonna get into. I want to dive into really quickly. Not Chrisean, please, right now. I want to get your thoughts on Young Thug because he's facing some years right now, and his crew facing some years. But ain't you think it's some fucked up shit that his crew is getting caught up with drugs at the courtroom? Like, who does that? Like, I've been in a court proceeding. And I never thought, let me bring my homeboy some drugs so he can get high, knowing that everybody is watching you. I just don't understand that. And then her mom, the mama is trash because you're bringing your son some drugs and he's facing some criminal charges, and there's more and also the mother is facing charges. So what's your thought? Do you think it's weird that they doing this effed up stuff when they facing time?
It goes to show you the level of intelligence that they have. Like, think about it, like how they got caught up. They got caught up by saying a whole bunch of regular stuff on records and stuff like that. I don't think that should be held against them because if I can rap about gangbang culture and then pimps and hoes and motivational stuff, then you need to hold everything accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything I say has to be taken into consideration. Right. And if you do that, then ain't nobody gonna be on the radio.
So my thing is this: I agree to a certain extent that rap lyrics should not be used against you in a court of law, but I think that Young Thug and many of these rappers, they're not using their influence to change the political spectrum. So they're not telling their people, hey man, go vote. Let's apply pressure to Senator so-and-so or Congressman so or state representative so them laws get changed, because in Georgia, they can lose them rap lyrics against them, and they're
Yep.
definitely doing it. And I don't think so, because that's a part. Even though some rappers do live by what they talk
It's still
about
freedom of
in the lyrics,
speech.
but it's still freedom of speech. So just because I say I want to pop somebody on O Block or pop somebody in South Dallas, them lyrics should not be used against me
Right.
in a court of law. I really think it's unfair. But you know, Young Thug and them, I haven't seen them at no rally. I don't see them with no political structure. I don't see them funding campaigns or any of that. And so now you got to be at the mercy of the courtroom, hell, the mercy of the white man.
And the crazy thing is that they can trace what you said to actual crimes that were committed.
Like it's identical what you
Yeah,
talked
like
about.
yeah, I mean,
Oh wow.
it's mind blowing that this generation
Yeah.
clout chasing, doing everything for reputation, and they have to be seen. They have to be seen. And you know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Oh,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? So
I you know, it's quite funny that the prosecutor can build a case off of what you rapped about. Like that's so foolish.
and the crazy thing is, like in the lyrics, you're saying this is what I did and this is how he died, and that's really how he died. You know what I mean? And they know this is your opposition. They
and then when they rap about it, they play the beat or they'll rap it word for word of what actually happened. It's quite interesting. And this affects a lot of black rappers. You got to understand the police prosecutors are jealous of rappers because number one, the average rapper make more than a prosecutor will ever make, especially a state prosecutor. They said, "Do you want his face covered?" Oh, let me move this picture. Sorry, Young Thug. Okay, so y'all can see his face. Okay, so my thing is this. You know, I forgot my train of thought about that, but I would say this: rappers, if you in the lifestyle, and this is something quite interesting with Young Thug. I saw his documentary about Lil Baby, and he was like, "Lil Baby, get off the street, stop selling drugs. You know, get your life together." And so the same thing he was preaching about Lil Baby not to do, he's actually been facing in court right now for doing criminal behavior. And I'm like, you didn't practice what you preach, because let's be clear, you know about this. It's a such thing called the hip hop police,
right.
Meaning that it's police agencies that watch rappers.
Mhm.
That's their sole responsibility. So if you already know you got a bullseye on your back, why are you feeding into the gang culture? Fetty Wap another, he only had one eyeball, but he still wanted to commit crime. You know, on Mass Across, he just had one, and now he's sitting in jail. He was talented, made money, but he wasted his money, and he had to go right back into to criminal behavior. Again, rappers, y'all make y'all money, staying alive. You cannot try to be in the streets and do music as a black person. Only people that can do that is corporate Wall Street. Let's be clear. They can have 1 foot in.
They always gonna be in the gray area. They gonna stay in the gray area.
They can kind of play both games. But when you're a rapper, you're either gonna be clean or you're not gonna be clean. But if you're not gonna be clean, you're gonna get caught, because a lot of prosecutors, they build cases off of rappers. Like this, I forgot, whoever the DA in Fulton County, that's a career move that she can put on her resume and her campaign, that I made sure that we got Young Thug. And damn, his name don't even make it better in the court. Young Thug. It writes itself. So
think that Gunna was the second. I mean, just think about the crew.
And let's talk about Gunna. Do you think he was a snitch? Because you know when 6ix9ine got out, snitch nine. But when Gunna got out, I didn't really hear people calling that man a snitch. Obviously, he is a snitch, because what deal? How are you able to get out and you was in a car when you was there with?
Nah, he's been called. He's been like, it's
okay.
Snitch means it's snitch means of him going everywhere. It's Lil Durk even got a song about him being a snitch.
Really?
Yes, like man.
I didn't see you listen to rap.
Yeah, so yeah, like they are already going in. Like everybody going in. Everybody going in. I mean, he ain't getting.
Do you think he can make it? Like come back with it? Because you know, 6ix9ine haven't done no record lately. Do you think he can come back and do
well, I want to say yeah, because you can come back from anything nowadays, man. I mean, they got so much influence. You know, it's like the Chris Brown Rihanna thing. You know, everybody kind of laid low on him for about a year or two, and then
but he still really haven't came back. I think if he would have never done that, Chris Brown would have been.
He would have been a juggernaut
on the
all the way.
Super Bowl. Yeah. He would have been up there. I still think he got that stench of what he did to Rihanna, and they did that.
Mhm.
But again, gonna get it together, man. Do you think? Oh, let me ask you your prediction. Do you think Young Thug will serve prison time?
Yes, I think somebody has to.
Oh wow.
So it's like with any other RICO case, um even if they let the toy soldiers go, you know what I mean? They got the sergeant, they got the what I'm saying, they got the person, the lieutenant, the person who was calling all the shots. Because think about it, the only reason why they built it up, they had to build it up to make the evidence irrefutable to convict him. Think about it. When RICO cases is a 99.8% conviction rate.
That's
So
wild. That's
so
wild
when they get you in RICO, bro, when they get you in RICO and they come down in your life like that, they got everything you can think of, and they got surprise witnesses because they gonna be inside your clique.
Wow. So you think that some of his people that was with him that's gonna testify against him?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get the ones that stay down and they gonna they gonna take whatever he get, or what I'm saying, how they gonna go. But you're gonna get the ones that, man, my life was worth more than what Young Thug was doing for me, blah 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 blah. And they gonna,
because if I'm facing 50, 60, 70, 80 years,
and you in your 20s, come on,
and
bro.
I'm in my 20s, there's no way I'm gonna be telling on everybody. So that's why I never could be a gang banger or thug being in that culture, because if I get caught, I'm telling. Like I can't be down for 30 years for somebody. No, because they not gonna do it for me. And that's why I respect 6ix9ine. Like when it was time for him to tell, he told. Because that crew, they weren't loyal to him. And even though it kind of affected his career, because when the last time you seen 6ix9ine on the charts.
Right.
So we're gonna see about Young Thug. I do believe he's gonna go down for this, which is sad because, like I said, Young Thug is extremely talented. And like I said, he was very vocal and to help Lil Baby get into the business. And now to see him go down like this is quite sad. And he's young. Yeah. He's not an old man. I think what dude is in his 30s, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's probably just a shade over 30.
Yeah, it's
somewhere like that.
Like that's sad. Like you're gonna spend pretty much most of your young adult life behind bars being some. I don't know if you're gonna be somebody baby daddy in there. I don't know. Probably so. Young Thug, he used to wear dresses, so I don't know. But he's gonna be in prison. So that's my prediction. Now I'm gonna go to. Now I need y'all to like the video and share the video. We have my special co-host here, Mr. Don, is in the building, and we're gonna open up with Q&A where y'all can call in if y'all want to call in and give y'all thoughts, because we have so many topics in here for you all to dive into in the comment section. Now I want to get into Carisha Please. Now, Carisha Please says she liked golden showers. Okay. Yeah. Everybody just went through the roof with golden showers. Now, you married. Are you into golden showers?
I'm afraid not, Wiley. I mean, hey, to each his own, to each his own. But I've always associated pee with being waste that came out of my penis, and I don't want that waste on anybody else's body, let alone mine. So I would pass. But hey, I'm not knocking.
See a problem with golden shower. I've done plenty of that in my past. Yeah,
the devil's advocate over here.
I've actually done golden showers before. I didn't know it was called golden showers. I was just like, hey, you do. I've done that before. It's exotic, it's very, doing in the showers, and it was the white guy that I used to deal with, and he wanted to do a golden shower, and it was something like that. I think the straight community, they're now around, oh my gosh, golden shower. But in the LGBT community, that's all we did was like golden showers in the shower. That's what it was very popular. I haven't done it lately because, again, I'm so booked and busy. But yeah, have I done it? Absolutely. Because it's just like when you get a bottom, you want somebody submissive, you spray them. It's like you spray your territory like a dog. They spraying their territory. So that's what you're doing right now. So I don't see a problem with it. Don't get me wrong. And she's dating Diddy or associated with Diddy. And if y'all heard Diddy, the rumors, they said Diddy is in the closet. He's DL. Even Wendy Williams even said that about Diddy, right? When she said, how you doing? And said all these things about him. So I won't make it. It won't surprise me if I see Diddy, urinate on her. It will not surprise me. The man is spraying his peen. Then he got another baby. in his 50s. So I don't see a problem. It's a lot of people that does golden shower. They're not going to admit it because people say, you like urine?
Yeah.
You know.
The first time I heard about it was the R. Kelly situation. The R. Kelly sex tape. The R. Kelly sex tape is the first time, and I was in college at the time. So, and I was thinking like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing now. You know what I mean? So I didn't think nothing of it, but that wasn't my cup of tea then. It's not my cup of tea now. I don't really
have to be a freak.
Yeah, it ain't even about being a freak. Like everybody got their own eroticas and fetishes. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody sexual pleasures and things like that are different. No, I don't have a foot fetish. Oh, so you got one too?
No, I don't have a foot fetish. Someone had a gas fetish. Like it was a guy that I used to deal with. He wants you to pass gas. It's so many fetishes. And I'm gonna be real.
So did you blow him away?
So wait a minute. He came to the house. He was like a choir director, and he said, "I want you to pass gas." For the life of me, not a poop or nothing. He said, "Maybe you need to eat something." Soon as that man left, all the gas was just coming out. Gas was like, I just could not do it because number one, I was shocked because I never knew that a gas fetish and it exists.
I'm gonna tell you it does because I'm gonna tell you why. I had an uncle named Bill, and back in the day, he used to be a big player type around Dallas, businessman or whatnot. He used to stay in like the most luxurious places. Back in the day, like we talking about early 80s, he was staying in condos on Preston. So he said, he used to meet women who had all kind of wild fetishes. And he said there was a lady, an older lady that he was dating that used to have him. She used to lay down and she used to put a glass door over her face.
Wow.
And she used to have him to shit.
Yeah.
And she used to get turned on by it, the flaring up. Man. So, man, there's so many kinky things out here, bro.
And let's be clear with the whole fetishes thing, and this is just reminding me when the whole thing, the singer that came out, what is his name? Oh my gosh, Tank. He came out and he said he liked his butt played with by females with no utensils. And it was a big controversy. Oh, you gay, you gay, you gay. But I said, no, it's a lot of men that like their women to play with their butthole, and that does not make them gay. Now, some women gonna look at you weird if you crack your legs up in the air, unless she's a freak. But it's a man that would do that unless she's a freak. But if you have a traditional type of wife she's in the church, you just do missionary, that would kind of scare her. You just put your legs up in there and your butt cheeks up there. But do you like your butt being played with?
Nah, bro.
No. So if your wife go back there, you're not gonna do like it played with?
It won't, man. It won't.
But takes pleasure back there.
Hey, that's him. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. Hey, man. I'm not liking how anybody treat themselves, act in that way, get in their own privacy.
Birthday,
man. We ain't doing none of that. Like, man. Like, honestly, man. Like no. Like, I'm real. Like, man. Like, I'm not. No. Like, nah.
So that's just not for you because you are just talk.
Yeah,
but that's not for you. So I have to ask these some questions. So Chrisean, listen, I wish I had Diddy type of money, but if you like urine, to have a billionaire spraying his urine, that's great. Get the seed so you can have a check for 18 years and you get child support for the rest of your life. Like most of these chicks are doing now, getting these rich men, letting them get pregnant, and they're cashing in on it. Now, that was that. Now I want to talk about this whole Blueface and Chrisean. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love this couple.
I hope they make it, bro.
I just love the toxic energy. Maybe because I love the thug culture, the toxic treating her bad. That's like a turn on for me. I like that. Her crying, will you do me like this, dude? You doing me like this? I just like that energy. But Chrisean came out and she announced that she's pregnant. Blueface came out denying it, said he's not the baby daddy. She slept with multiple dudes. It's not his baby. Chrisean, she came out and she said it is his baby. You don't have to be the baby daddy. It's yours and everything. Like, you don't have to be the father. And then he also, Blueface, said that they're not together. It's just for a relationship. Your thought, do you think that this couple is toxic, or you just think it's entertainment, or you think it's a little of both? What's your thoughts on that? Because I know you see it on your timeline.
I think it's a little bit of both, but I mean, baby girl just so broken. I mean, just real, man. Like she just so broken, man. Like she looking for guidance in all the wrong places, especially within a man. She just ain't healed herself enough, bro. And it just sad. It's sad because like she want the baby, bro. Like she really with that shit. Like
she had about 6 abortions.
I'm telling you, like, but like she ain't got nothing but him. Like she's living everything through him type shit. So I would never, she's never gonna cheat on that dude. Like that's gonna be his baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's the true definition of a ride or die.
Yeah, she's
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that stereotype, whatever that is, whatever kind of woman it is, that's what she is, bro. So that man is her world.
Yeah.
And so I would highly doubt if the baby was somebody else's. And if it were someone else's, I think we'll be seeing like the ending of her. Like it'll be a slow destruction type thing.
Because he gonna dump her like a bad habit.
There you go.
So I want to know, do you watch the show Crazy in Love on Zeus?
Yeah, I done watched it a couple of times.
I like the show. It's very toxic. I like when he cheat on her. And she said, you cheat on you and you're going to get some pussy. And then she cried. I like when she cried. She's like a baby. Like every episode that I see, either she's crying or she's cussing out Blueface. But my thing is, she know what she signed up for. Blueface is a thug. He's a playboy. He's in his prime. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He got tattoos. That's the culture of it. So she know what she's not innocent herself, because when she do them shows, she be fighting, she be beating up people. So she have that energy as well. And I think that whenever she decided to say, hey, I'm done with this, I want a new guy. But I think that a normal guy, she will run over a normal guy.
No, I don't even think that. I think a normal guy won't put up with that shit.
I won't put up with it. Yeah,
I'm telling you why. Like, because at the end of the day, bro, like most men, especially black men in her age range, are already going through shit and fucked up emotionally. You know what I mean? Yeah. As far as the things they done seen in life and things they doing. And so you compound that with everything she going through and what she brings to the table. Yeah.
So you think that if she had a regular dude that work at Walmart or UPS, or just a regular lawyer, hell, does make a good money, you think it won't work?
It wouldn't work.
Yeah. Because she fights, and I love that hot energy. Because my thing is that I love, cuss me out. We make mad passion love. We fight outside, and we make love in the parking lot. I love that type of energy. And that's why I typically love the show Crazy in Love. Is Whitney and Bobby. They were so compatible because they both had those. This is our today's, without the drugs, Whitney and Bobby. And the drug, if you want to call it that, is social media. We see everything. In live time, they tweet everything.
Yeah, because it's the same kind of excitement you get when you're going on a date and the guy gives you a compliment. That dopamine, that serotonin you get from when you get a like and you see a like and everything is blowing up. And wow, you know what I mean? So it's just it's that constant like attention. Because think about it, have you seen the little commercials, not even commercials, like the little skits where someone would ask, hey Wiley, who would you choose? Your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your Instagram?
Oh wow, and they'll choose Instagram.
They'll choose the Instagram. And you'd be like, what? Like, and dude be like, 3 years for nothing. You know what I mean? And she'd be like, but I got followers and I built this. You know what I mean? So
when you're speaking about that, when you said about the Instagram, social media, and you have daughters, that's a beast. And I've seen a lot of like kids look up to Blueface and they duplicate that behavior in their relationship. And I don't think you should, because this is not, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people in real toxic relationship and it don't end up right. You don't have the cameras, end up in the police, end up you going to get treatment. Yeah, that way. You end up in all of that. So but my thing is with Blueface, the dude got a tattoo on his face. She got she missing a tooth. But when I don't know if you've seen a picture of Chrisean when she was doing track. Like before this, she looked like a regular middle-aged, black girl, teenager. Yeah. And now she just got a tooth missing. They look like she don't bathe. Now you think she smell good? Because they say she look like she don't bathe.
I can't be the judge of that.
See, Don trying to play and say,
no, really, like you said,
she look like she must.
Well, I put like this: she don't look stink. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't look stink, but you know, I mean, but think about it, a lot of times when they catch her, man, they catch on her bad days, man.
Right.
When she already done went through some crazy shit that day and she venting to the public and social media, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's when they really catch it. So
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
come on.
So
So
you ain't gonna okay. But I'm gonna go
man,
to
these
the
comments crazy.
next
These comments crazy. They ain't giving
Oh
her no
man.
slide, nothing.
Nah, they said they
They
believe
said
that
her
she
breath stink with her
that she
missing tooth.
like
All kind of shit.
yeah.
Damn.
I want to go to this and I told you, and I was shocked that you were doing your homework on it, but let me get the picture. I was really shocked. I'm gonna just have it up a little
Okay.
bit because for you can see Larry Reid, these allegations. He's been accused of sleeping with a 15-year-old teenager, and as a pastor, he's a ordained minister. And so all of social media have been going up in the roughest about it. And then he recently did a show with two bloggers, Storm and Armand, and you have these allegations. And the main thing he was on an interview was talking about sex, talking about sucking peen, all of these things. And you got one guy that's supposed to be straight. Now, you're a straight man. Will you talk with another man? The first question, how much peen did you suck? Did it splash your face? Do you have those type of conversation with dudes
No.
that's in the like? I just don't understand it because we never had those conversations.
Nope.
We never
And
talk
so
about sex and what I'm doing in the bedroom. Like, oh yeah, Wiley, how big was that peen? Did it splash your face? Like, we never had
No.
those conversations. That
No.
never even comes up. But this guy's supposed to be so straight, and the first thing that comes out of his mind. Did you come on his face? Did but you have allegations against you of misappropriate of a teenager, even though the guy Levantre is a grown man now, but he was once 15 and he said that he was molested. But my thing is this, that interview could have been done in a better light, because don't talk about sex when you're being accused of taking advantage of a teenager. That it's all right. It's the time and the place for everything. It just wasn't that time.
Right.
But how do you think he should handle if you're dealing with an allegation? And we've seen people that done with allegations that lose their jobs, that lose pretty much their careers. From like Eddie Long, he came out with it. I mean, look how he died. He died broken.
Yeah.
But if you have an allegation, do you think that he should sue the accused if it's not true? What do you think that Larry Reid should do in your opinion? Because I don't know if you did your research, look into it.
Well,
what do you think your thoughts on that?
After doing my research, the only thing that can set him free is the truth, because I think there is overwhelming evidence that suggests that something did happen. You know what I mean? Just based on the witnesses and the little video clips and the stuff that I researched. Like, there's a plausible deniability. I get it, but at the same time, I mean, everything can be false. Where there is fire, there's smoke. You know what I mean? Or smoke, there's fire. How you said. So, I'm not gonna say the kid is the guy who was a kid that it happened to. I think it was another guy named Daryl Scott. Mm-hmm. Also, a lot of times grown-ups ignore this because it's shameful and stuff like that. But hey, I mean, if what advantage does it serve the man who's coming out saying that he did this to me, knowing that he's saying he did this to me and everybody knows he did this to me?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Especially as a man, to admit that when you're married, to say another man molested me. I don't see too many men that want to admit that on a public platform in an interview. And I just think that it's another way because at one point Larry said, hey, I'm going to sue Tasha, I'm going to sue Levantre. Then he did again, I'm not going to sue. Then again, I'm going to sue. Like, I just want to say, and then when you're dealing with a crisis, you should have a PR team, especially when you got money, and Larry Reid have money. I mean, the man got gold chains, he got cars, he got apartments, he got houses built from the ground up. That's the time that you have to pay some people. If you don't want to hire a white PR firm, but a black PR firm to say, okay, bro, let's sit down, let's move strategically. Yep. But you just going on live talking about how much you love breadbasket, that's man booty hole, and how you love to suck on peen, and how your wife was a lesbian and stuff like that. That ain't the time for all that. You really need to be moving around strategically. And him dragging the victim, Levantre, saying that he was funky, saying that he was obsessed. I just don't think it's great. Now I'm gonna send you the information because part 2 is gonna air tomorrow on Tasha K Live, and it's gonna be his mother.
Okay.
Then part 3 gonna be his wife.
Okay.
And they're giving account of this. And I don't think they would just make this up. I can't, because what is the purpose of them making it up?
Yeah,
they
because
don't have a social media. They don't have no t-shirts for sale. They're not monetizing off of this. Hell, they're putting money into Tasha K pocket because they're going on her paid site. So I don't see where the money and stuff going to go on. Now, Storm Monroe is a blogger. He interviewed Larry Reid, and I'm hearing allegedly from my sources that LRL, you know, y'all church people, y'all funding that vacation, y'all gave them donations and stuff like that, and y'all funding that. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if Larry Reid paid Storm to go to Jamaica or something like that, but you got to be very mindful of that. And every dollar that Larry Reid is giving is coming from the LRL, because in this court proceeding complaint that he sued with Daryl Moore, he said he get most of his income is from his patron people, meaning his congregation. And so my thing is this: why do you keep funding $500, $1,000 so people can sing your praises? That makes you look guilty, because it makes that you're trying to buy influence and trying to make people get on your side. And if you're gonna do that, give me the money behind the scenes. But you're giving it to me publicly. That does make you look guilty, that you're trying to persuade the public that you're not a pedo, that you're just not this type of guy that abuse children, you know. And I want to ask you, because you have daughters, would you allow your pastor, let me have your daughters, let me keep them, and he's not married, because Larry wasn't married. I'm going to draw the scenario. He come to you, I want your daughters to come stay with. Would you allow your daughters to stay with your pastor?
No.
Because I just don't understand the mother. Why would you allow your son to stay with your spiritual leader? Because you have to watch everybody, because everybody ain't saved. Everybody ain't godly. It's some snakes, and it's a lot of snakes in that pulpit. So you have to be very careful. I just won't give my child to my pastor and his wife left him, or they divorced, and he in that place by himself. So why do you want to be with my son? You have to watch men. Let me tell you, I can speak for this. You have to watch men that are so obsessed with your teenage boys, that always want to be around your teenage boy, always want to take them out for ice cream. I drop them off for football. Watch that, because that's some sneaky type behavior. I'm not saying he could be a good guy, but what I'm saying as a parent, you have to watch everybody, your daughters,
that's true,
and also your sons, because that's when I was looking at the statistics, it's higher. It would be higher if men actually admit that they were molested or they were raped. They don't admit that, because what average man want to go to the police station and say, hey, another man raped me?
Yeah, the shame.
Especially not in Texas, because most of the people of authority going to laugh. Why you didn't beat him up? I'm a big guy. So if I go, I was raped by a man.
Imagine you going and filing a complaint against me.
Right. They're gonna,
he did this to me.
And they're going to be like, you a big guy, you a football player. Why you didn't fight back? You know what I'm saying? Like, you will feel so embarrassed. You know, women don't really get believed, but you're talking about a black man. It's like, it's crazy. Like the Levantre, he filed a police report, but still we don't have any updates on that, because again, this is a black man. So typically the police don't find this their top priority. They don't. And so we as the public, we have to say survivor Larry Reid. And let's be clear, R. Kelly didn't get justice until 30 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he first started grooming and abusing women was in the early 90s.
Yep.
And so 30 years later, that man finally got some justice. The victims finally got justice. So you think you're getting away now, your day will come. But I just think Larry Reid should stop talking, because the way he's talking about him sucking peen, that ain't the right time. That ain't the right message.
Nah.
And then it's not the right message to brag about how much money you got, because that's the wrong message, because you ain't get this money from God. Like, okay, you can say God birthed you, but the money came from hardworking regular folks that's riding the bus, that's got regular cars. They don't live in expensive places. Some of them living check to check. And they're donating, and they're paying. He have about, you could do the math, 50,000, 60,000 people paying $12.99 a month. That's good money per month.
Wow. Hold on. Is that like a subscription for his church?
For the Patreon, because he have an online church. So they subscribe $12.99. So if they need prayer, you have to pay $12.99 or $69.95, whatever number he come out of his head, you have to pay that, or you won't get a profit.
Shit.
That's the hustle. And that's how I'm getting into the ministry, not just for the money, but that too. But because I'm like, if you could do that, because like one day I was in this prayer call back in December, and it was the prayer call, and he said, Shonda, right now we need 300 people to give $2,000. In my spirit, I'm seeing 2,000, and they give it.
What?
They give the money.
Man.
They flourish out the money.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. So he's just like the dude with the prayer package,
yes,
and a blood cloth to Jesus.
Yes.
But he online with it,
it's
he digital
online.
with it.
It's digital.
He a digital blood cloth of Jesus.
Yeah, the digital. It's big business, and he does it. Whatever number. I need $6.66. Now you may think $6, but if you have 20,000 people giving $6.60, that adds up.
Yeah.
And then when you see him, gold chains, he eating steaks, he traveling, he got expensive cars, he living in a mansion. And all of that, that's by hardworking people. Now, I don't. It's nothing wrong with, giving to your leader and all of that. The issue that I have is just you're sucking the life out of the poor, and they're not gaining spiritually, emotionally. You in Wall Street and with stocks and all of that. When you invest, you will want a good return on your investment.
True.
If I'm paying tithes and offering, I shouldn't be living in the projects when I done gave this church 30 years of 10% of my income, and I'm still barely making ends meet. That's a bad investment in my humble opinion. Maybe I said you'd invested in the wrong church or the wrong guy. Because if you're giving your 10% plus an offering, and if you still broke after 30 years, that wasn't the right investment in my humble opinion.
I mean,
because if you're giving a bad stock, here you in the stock market, you invested in Google and never get a return. You invested it for 40 years and you broke. That was a bad investment.
I mean, but if you look at it like this, like it's the only investment that they see. I'm gonna break that down.
Okay, break it down.
It's the only investment we see, because if you go in any hood right now, you see more churches than you see corner stores. You see more churches than you see actually black-owned businesses. So that's the new hustle. That's the new hustle for us. Think about it. Per demographic, it's more in our neighborhoods than any neighborhood.
That's true.
If you go on the average black neighborhood, per square mile, you get what, like 12, 13 churches, I believe, something like that. And so now they telling us to donate. Think about it, everybody in those areas giving tithes, giving offerings. In the most poorest, So it's a mindset thing. So think about it. If the city and the state allows a church to go before a recreation center, that should let you know something.
Absolutely.
Because remember, it's a tax write-off at the end of the day.
Absolutely. That's a good business to go into. Ever since I've started preaching, and I have done, people give. They like to feel good, especially if you're charismatic and chocolate, tall, and women fall for that because you have a lot of women that don't have that in their personal life. The only man they have is their husband. I'm sorry, their pastor. So the only masculine type of energy
that's true
is their pastor. So that's why they be on the phone with them. That's why they call. Even me doing this show, I get a lot of calls from women that don't have men in their lives. I'm a good guy, but if I was a scammer, I'll be living in a penthouse. You would be driving up to my mansion because I know how to talk that language to get it. I'm just a good, hardworking man that I can't do that. I like to work for myself. I don't like to prey on poor people, but if I wanted to do it, I could do it because I know what to say to these women, particularly black women, give them what they want to hear, and they will continue to give into you. And then you use them fear tax. Sis, that wig gonna blow off your head if you don't give me that that tithe and all. And they give it to their pastor. They do. Your babies need to eat, but you're giving your pastor his $600 for his pastoral anniversary. And then you looking like, damn, my kids ain't got nothing to eat. Well, God will take care of it. God took care of it. You gave it to your pastor.
Yeah, but I'm kind of conflicted with that because I'm putting it to you like this.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I can't judge what you give and how you give and where it's coming from in your heart. But if you in your heart are genuinely giving without expecting anything in return, those people are getting their blessings 10 times over. They don't see it and they don't talk about it.
Well, I understand that. My thing is this: if you're giving your 10%, if you can afford to give into a church, then give. But if you're going through a financial bind, you want a fixed income, I think that you need to go another way. And I don't think that church should require you to give. Like my grandmother, she gave so much into the church, and her house was the most raggedy, mice infested home out of the entire congregation. But she was a faithful giver. Right. And I won't say, grandmother, to myself, I think that's the wrong investment.
I agree.
Because I invest so much in my show, I get the return. This is why we got this computer,
right?
The light, because the audience receive it. So I'm investing in a good ground. Right. But if I was doing a show, I'm homeless, can't afford, I need to go into another business. So if you can afford to do it, if you're doing good and you're getting a return on it, then great. But if you're doing something for over and over and over and you still broke, but you still giving to your church and your pastor living good and you live in a little shack, that's an issue.
Yes.
That is a huge issue. And these churches, they get a tax write-off. So they don't have to even pay taxes.
And they don't even have to pay light bills in some cases.
Wow. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. They living good. And the only thing they
don't pay property taxes, none of that.
All the thing they're doing is talking and telling you about the Bible.
That's it.
And a lot of people question the Bible and be like, well, is this real? Because let's be clear, let's go back to slavery. The scriptures that they told the slaves obey your master, because this is how you get into the kingdom of God. They used to teach the slaves, obey your master and you will get into heaven.
Yeah, they had a revised slave version of the Bible.
Yes, but the slave masters, they was living heaven on earth, causing hell to the slaves. And they were having a slave that typically can talk, that was intelligent, and they will teach them, and they only can preach that section about obedience.
Yep.
And so that book is still being manipulated to a lot of Black people in our community, and it's by Black folks. They took it up and they said, you gotta obey God.
Now
you
know why you
got cancer, sister. You ain't been given.
All right. So now think about what you just said. You said since before slavery, right? The white man has used a book to control us. And then they taught us, teachers in that book, to help us control each other, right? So by default, isn't everything we being taught a lie?
I think you should be questioned. You should question it. I think that you need to be a free thinker. You understand what I'm saying? You must, because again, I've always been taught this. You have a mind. And if you believe in God, he still gave you a mind for what reason? To think for yourself.
Correct.
Because if he was going to do all the thinking, he's going to give you a brain. He's going to do everything. So he gave you a brain to have decision, to have a decision about what do you want to do for your life. And a lot of people don't want to question that pastor. They don't want to have dialogue. They just believe everything that he says and they don't question it. I'm from the school of, if I see something that's not right and I have a question, I'm gonna ask a question. And you that type of guy. Yeah. You ask plenty questions. Because you get on the phone, you talk about stuff. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I ask you.
Yeah, the politician and this. I was reading this Wiley. Yeah, whatever you say. I don't know. Your skill set is but like way up there. And I'm like, bring it back. And then when I saw what you did, I'm like, okay, I get it. But wow, you read a lot of books. Like let me say this: the topics. I didn't even know you did. Man, you did the research. Yeah, man, he did. Yeah, he did that. I read. See, like you did your research, and I'm like, wow.
You have to be informed. Like like for example, like in real estate, I tell people, man, it's not about rich, poor, nothing. It's all about equity. But in order for you to understand real estate and get in and be successful, especially if you're coming in the game with no money, no nothing, you have to be able to seek equity and spot equity. But that's the only thing you have in real estate is equity. Because think about it, that's your leverage. And anything you do in real estate toward the lenders, private money, anybody, it's all about how equitable that property or that product is, right?
Absolutely.
And so a lot of us can't spot equity, right? If you can't spot equity, right? Typically the first person to the deal typically seals the deal. Absolutely. But if you don't know what you're looking for, then what the hell are you looking for? That's because right. Everybody in real estate is looking for the same things. They looking for abandoned houses, messed up yards, messed up windows, fences, blah blah, but the typical. And I tell people, okay, cool. If everybody's looking at that, then what the hell are you looking for? What are you looking at? The masses are looking at that. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I agree.
You have to look at something different. You have to have a different approach. And that's where your awareness kicks in. You know what I mean?
I want to say, because this is done and you're such an expert into real estate. Whatever conversation you have with my mother, her mindset is on real estate.
Yeah.
She's in school trying to get her real estate license. And she was like, let Don know this is what I want to do. And a lot of people have to understand that it's like a monopoly. We must get into that because we still gonna be playing chess pieces moving around. But it's not just about selling a house. You got to know about zoning. You got to know about this and that. It's so many layers in that. And I remember me and my grandmother many years ago. It was something about grants and real estate, and it was an info commercial. So we went, and he didn't say nothing. And then at the end, well, give me $1,000, and I'm gonna tell you how. And we didn't have the 1,000. I'm like, man. And so years later, when I had a conversation, she said most of the shit they teaching you about real estate in them seminars are bullshit. They will never tell you the right answer. Because if they tell you the right answer, there's no need for them to be in business
exactly.
to do those
and
seminars.
So then I think about it. What I told your audience earlier today about equity. How many real estate gurus are going to tell you that's what you need to look for? First and foremost, I don't give a damn what you do in real estate. You need to know what you're looking at. Absolutely. How do you know what's worth anything if you don't know what you're looking for? First, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I'll take it a step, just a tiny step further. Now that you got what you're looking for, you have to know, what can I do with that? What can I do in said neighborhood? What are the rules and regulations in this neighborhood? What is the zoning, code and compliance, and city ordinances that are going to affect me in this neighborhood? When you get into that, then you start playing Monopoly. And you know what I'm saying? So when you start playing Monopoly and you start beating these people at their own game, because I tell you, you can't stop gentrification. But what you can do, because it happens every 30 years, and it happens through zoning. Remember, it's going to have about 5 or 6 zoning changes going to have to happen for it to actually come in full effect. But these zoning changes happen when politicians get put on in our neighborhoods. These county city commissioners and things like that. These people are the lobbyists that are poisoning our hoods. It's not the white man, none of it. It's the black man, the white man put in place in our hoods to pretend like he for us or she for us, and they really not. And so when you start breaking it down, you start, if anybody, and all y'all doing real estate right now, you ain't gotta take my word for it. All I want you to do is this: start looking at the zoning. Start looking at zoning. If you start looking at zoning, you'll get the game. That's what the gurus scared to talk about, because they don't get into that niche. They scared because when you get into zoning, you can open Pandora's box and you follow the money at that point. You don't even give a fuck about what's in the neighborhood. Excuse my French. You don't care about the neighborhood. You don't care about none of that. All you care about is where the money is going. And when you see where the money is going, you see where they allocated these funds for, and who they allocated those funds for. And a lot of times they don't be in our best interest.
So when you talk about zoning, for the people that don't know what that is, what is zoning? To break it out in a simpler term,
it can.
Because I know it's complex.
Well, it's really not complex.
Oh, it's not complex.
No,
See, I
no,
don't know.
no. So
I'm
like,
taking note. I thought it was complex. You know, trying to talk.
So
Okay.
what? There's different phases.
Okay.
And so I'll put it to you like this: all the zoning in North America is the same.
Okay.
So from Mexico all the way up to Canada, the zoning on the North American plane is the exact same. The only thing that changes the numbers.
Okay.
So the same zoning codes we have in Dallas, same codes they can have in Mexico, same codes they can have in Canada. The only thing that's changed the numbers in which associated with it.
Okay.
And so the only thing we need to look out for is when the zoning change to affect our schools and our streets.
Okay.
Schools and streets. Because remember, in order for you to move us out the neighborhood, you gotta what? Straighten up the streets, and then you gotta promise better school for the people who coming in. If you don't promise better schools, what they do? Build a charter school.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing you gotta look for in the simplest form. That's it.
Do you think that more, because my mom is in it, do you think more of us get educated about real estate?
Yes.
Because I was reading something on the news that banks finance low-income housing. They're secretive about it, but they get they get tax write-off to do that, and they're funding it in crime-infested areas.
It's called opportunity zoning.
Yes.
Opportunity zone funding.
So I'm like, wow. But they also supposed to help give loans, but it's like a loophole that if they give out low-income housing, they don't really have to give a loan out to a person, and they still get those tax credits from the government. I'm like, this is weird. This is
because
crazy.
by definition, low-income housing is against the law.
Wow. Break that down.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about who it affects. It doesn't affect any. It doesn't help anybody in the low-income neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. Because when you create low-income income housing, what do? You push the low-income people out of the neighborhood and bring in more low-income income people. So what are you really doing?
Absolutely. And then, and what I look at it, what program to get you out of low income? You understand? I'm like, I can get it if you ain't low income. We own a building and we have an assisted educational program. We work on your credit. We work on your finances, so you could be homeowners. So you won't be low income. What I see is just none of that type of infrastructure. You just in there, your mom in low income, your daddy in low income, your great low income. How do you get out to break that gap? And I don't see the government giving people an alternative to get out of low income housing. Now I do see like in some areas, like I know in Illinois, where if you get Section A, they will help you with a down payment of your house. Because we had one of the ladies at my church, she had my former church, she had got that opportunity, and she's a homeowner to this day. So, but the average person don't know that it exists, because they're not going to be beating down your door and said this opportunity exists, because they want us to be dependent in the slums, in my humble opinion.
And so that's the thing, like. It's think about it. How you were in Chicago, and were you in Chicago before they made the turnaround? They kind of took out the projects and brought in.
I was at the project. My stepbrother lived in the projects, and I saw when the projects went down, and they promised them people a better life, but they just scattered into other hoods, worse of conditions that they were, because they went to a hood that they didn't know.
Yep.
And then crime just and they're still dealing with the effects to that today. Because it was shielded. You knew where the crime, but then when they shut all them poor people out, with just push them out to all these hoods, they still had that mentality to sell drugs, but you coming in with other people that's already on that territory selling drugs. So it was like a friction, and that have always been the case, and people still haven't thrived from that opportunity. It's sad.
Well, it wasn't meant for us to thrive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it, like in the hood we have repair without replacement. I'm gonna say that again. In the hoods, we have repair without replacement. And what that means is, in the hoods or anywhere where they want to gentrify and get us out, what they'll do is they'll come and repair a few buildings. They might replace a few buildings every 2 or 3 years, but the growth is so slow and gradual, it's subtle, we never see it. Whereas on the other side of the neighborhood, where things are more affluent, you see the rapid development and everything going fast, commercial buildings, everything. Absolutely. Whereas, you know what I'm saying? And so it's built that way for us to see us. It's built for us to see, damn, I've been in the hood and it's been looking like this for ever since I was a kid. Ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then you go on the other side, and you're like, but Why it look like that over there? In the same amount of time, you see so much growth gradual on this side to where it was just trickles in a spot here and a spot there.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a mindset now. Now in our minds, we saying, damn, like my mom and them saw the same shit. Now I'm seeing the same shit. It's you know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop falling for that shit. I tell y'all like this: when gentrification happened in the hood, that shit happened in the suburbs on a way bigger level.
Mhm.
Because the difference is in the hoods, you hear it. Just like you hear gunshots, like you hear a baby scream, just like you hear people crying. You hear it.
Wow.
In the suburbs, they whisper.
That's deep.
Right? And so when someone in the suburbs house is going through foreclosure or they're finna lose it to a tax lien, what they say, hey, Steve, did you hear Billy's going through a financial? Do you know anybody that can help him? We got a cousin that's coming from California. She can come and buy your house. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it ain't passed down to us. We don't even get a chance to be in the pool. You get what I'm saying? To even take that house.
The conversation.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And so that's how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, all we gotta do is play Monopoly. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I'm finna tell everybody the game of Monopoly right now in real estate. So regardless of whatever you've been told by any of these stupid ass gurus or anything like that, this is the real Monopoly. When gentrification and prices drop, you buy in the suburbs. Remember, in Monopoly, the worst place you can land is on the fucking railroad tracks. So what you do with your money is you go on the other side of the fucking tracks and you invest. Because remember, one house in the suburb is worth 3 in the hood. Do the math. The suburbs gonna always go up in value, and the hood gonna do this shit seesaw, depending on the economy. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I remember you took me on a ride along, and I saw multi like homes and sitting beside some shacks. And I'm like, so that was like gentrification right before my very eyes.
You what you saw corner in the market.
Okay.
And I'm explaining to y'all what corner in the market is. See, I'm gonna drop gems for y'all because I know, you probably get a Google or somebody listening to this shit and they might agree, but in the back of their mind, they're gonna be like, man, why the fuck is he telling all these secrets? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling y'all, man, it ain't no way, it ain't no secrets. It ain't no way, it ain't no secrets, man. They just ignorance is bliss, really. And it's used against us, no conversation without compensation. You know what I'm saying?
When you say corner of the market, for the people that don't know, what is that?
That's corner of the market is this. So for example, you live here and say all these houses are 3-bedroom, 1,400 square feet, built in the 70s or whatnot. You would get one developer that the city would agree to change the zoning for this one developer. And you would see them buy the biggest lot in that neighborhood and put the gargantuan, ugliest fucking mansion that doesn't belong in the neighborhood, that probably outprices everybody in the neighborhood times 2 or times 3, right? And so what you see is they get away with the zoning for that. When they get away with the zoning for that, the people who had those original houses, their taxes are grandfathered in, right? Their taxes, their values of what they can be taxed on is grandfathered in. But it also opens the door for them to do that gargantuan shit all throughout this neighborhood. Because remember, you need 3 for a comp. For a real estate comp, you need 3. So what you'll see most likely when one mansion goes up on the corner, it's going to be 2 more.
Wow.
And then now they have a comparable, and now they can create a market for that type of product or that type of house in the neighborhood. And then that's how they corner the market. So when you see a regular neighborhood, then all of a sudden you see a house on the corner lot. It's always corner lots. You're gonna see a corner lot, and they're gonna build a big mansion. And then you might come back 6 months later, and all of a sudden you see another house that was a corner lot. It's got scraped. Now they building another one, just like we saw.
Yeah,
yeah. That's why they corner the market.
I can't believe that. I'm like, wow, that's so something. This is why we have to have the dons that get the knowledge and bring it back to the hood. Because I've seen so many people get what you have the knowledge and they won't say nothing. They eating good, but they ain't gonna tell people, hey man, let me school you. You school people. you actually did classes to teach people real estate. And I think you told me that you didn't even charge the people.
Man, I'm gonna tell
You was
y'all a
giving
funny
them like
story.
free game how to
Man,
move around in
so
real
I've
estate.
been on this journey for 10 years in real estate. And I was giving the game away for, I think I was doing investor forums, like just like a little workshop, kind of like just breaking down like the top 10 things you can do, and skip tracing and door knocking techniques, scripts you can use for any occasion, whether you're a realtor, wholesaler, investor, and things like that. And it was $50 because it was just basically for my time. And I would get 100, 200 responses on YouTube, not on YouTube, I'm sorry, on Facebook and social media saying, hey, I'm going to come, I'm going to attend. And then probably about 3 or 4 people are there.
Wow.
I treat them as if it's 200 people there. But the funny thing is, fast forward 7 months later, one of the people who said I would come, that didn't come, they're in a bad situation with real estate, because they could have easily solved by coming to the seminar, whatever you want to call it, and getting these free facts. They didn't. Now I got to charge them $2,500 to $10,000 to correct the problem they screwed up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And when they could have got it for 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the knowledge is definitely out there, and I'm glad to have you in the life, because, like I said, I do want to be a homeowner, but I want to do it the right way. I don't want to get screwed. I want to make sure I get in the right market, make sure the credit is good, all the key points and the strategy, because it's loopholes, it's things that the general public don't know unless you really picked up a book and really cracked the code, because it's a code to be cracked. If you can crack that code, you can be successful in real estate. And so my mom, she's trying to do it, and she's trying to crack that code. But you had told her you got to be careful, network with people, and watching a lot of YouTube channels, because they're selling you a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, because the easy, man, like tell you, like if you're gonna get in real estate, it's best if you just come in with no experience at all, just literally just none at all.
I have no experience.
Yeah, just no experience, like because I'm tell you why, because past experiences have jaded so many investors.
Wow.
Past experiences and bad experiences, like losing their 401ks, their Roth IRAs, because you're investing in a bad, because at the end of the day, you're going to work. If you go to like a 3-day workshop or a 3-day seminar or a 1-week seminar, I'm telling you straight up, you can't learn this. You can't learn this in 3 days, or so
it's a lengthy.
So it basically, like, you're paying somebody that's going to tell you what to do. Like someone I'm telling you the 5 steps. I'm going to tell you how to be successful. I'm going to show you the 5 steps. I'm going to show you how to be successful. He didn't say he's going to help you implement that shit. That's the part. The actionable energy is what we lack. Implementation.
Wow. How to implement, how to do it.
All he told you was the shell of it, but the inner workings of it, can't tell you. You get what I'm saying? So,
because if he tell you, there's gonna be no need for him to be in that business,
right? And not only that, because if he tell you, he can't charge you.
Oh, that's true.
I'm gonna say that again. If he tell you, he can't charge you for what you don't know.
That's true. That reminds me with the slaves, when they couldn't read, that it was against the law. And then when slaves started reading, they started to revolt because they realized that they were getting screwed. That reminds me with these people that get into real estate and they prey on people that don't know. They prey on them. They come in there, they give them all their money, and then they still don't got a deal. Because I don't know if you've seen a commercial. You can make this in 300,000. Come to this at this Hilton hotel. Is that a hotel, particularly in some type of ballroom? And people give the money, and they're not successful. They're in the same place that they've been since they left that seminar.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. So, how long have you been doing the Wiley Show?
I've been on. Oh yes, wow! I've been on over 10 years.
Okay, he's been doing the Wiley Show for over 10 years, and so when I heard one of those pictures, this is what it sounds like to me. So you said you've been doing the Wiley Show for 10 years, right? How many hours have you put in that 10 years? If you can equate your hours in days or years, what would you say?
Wow. I would say this. For the last 2 years, it's a lot of days out. The first time was bullshit. I was doing it.
Okay. So since you've been focused, say the last 2 years, since you've been focused the last 2 years, how many man hours have you spent preparation and everything trying to prepare your channel?
Probably like 40 hours a week.
40 hours a week, right? So that's 80 hours every 2 weeks. So you know what I'm saying? So think about this. If I told you you can do everything you did in the last 2 years in 2 days.
Wow.
At a seminar. Now think about it.
Right.
But that's what you're telling me. You telling me. I'm telling you I can be. I'm telling you I can be as successful as Wiley, doing what Wiley do on YouTube and all these podcasts and all these social media with no help, no moderators, no nothing. Because that ain't a part of it. That's the inside part.
Like in 2 years.
Yeah, right.
2 days.
Right. That's the inner workings that you have to work out to find these people.
Fact.
And so I'm telling you, you can get all that shit in 2 days with this. You know what I mean? So
right.
So that's
insulting, yeah.
And so if somebody came to you and told you that, what would you say?
It would be insulting.
Exactly. Like, motherfucker, how you gonna excuse my French, but like, how you gonna say?
Because like honestly, doing YouTube and people like they say, of course, they don't give people the real game. It took me a while to crack the code, and now you see me over 30,000. You see more people in the chat, more people subscribe, more people giving, because you just shit. You made mistakes, and then you say, okay, this is the right way to go, and then somebody would give you the okay, I see it, this is working. But it took me a decade to get that.
So what I'm telling you, so how insulting is that for someone who really does it? For someone to come to your town, I'm in Dallas Fort Worth, and I can do what I do all over the United States.
Right.
So it don't even matter where I'm at. But all I'm saying is, how can somebody who was home based in California come to Dallas, influence all these real estate people to come to this seminar, and we finna show you how to do this flip stuff, and they never did anything in my Dallas market.
Never did anything.
The Dallas prices and the California prices is too different. The hoods, the suburb, everything is totally different. You get what I'm saying? Like the people, for real, like everything. Like you can't, a lot of things you do in California as far as going to homeowners, you can't do in Texas. You get shot.
Yeah, that's true.
In some of these rural areas and stuff like that. So all I'm saying is, like, someone who's never ever tasted this market,
trying to school you about
schooling me about the market. Like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah. And it's still a big business of doing a pour like that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember you said again how, and I read this, your skill set is rubbing up of reading that how these hedge funds are buying all these properties, and that's what a part of the rent going up,
right?
Buying property and putting it for rent, and they could just do whatever. It's the sky's the limit.
So yeah, there's
the sky's the limit.
It's finna be. I'm not gonna be the bearer of bad news, anything like that, because everything changes every day. But based on what you guys can look up for yourselves, you'll see that these institutional buyers are going to kill home ownership for the regular people like us. Now, I'm just saying it like this. Now, think about it like this. You have Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jerry Jones, and pick 5 other billionaires. So you got all these top dogs. They pull all their money together. Just say if all of them pull out 30 billion.
Wow.
Now this is real shit what's happening. So just imagine if Elon Musk, I just saw his name, and all these billionaires that you see pulled out $30 million and said, we're going to put it into the trust. It's going to be one trust, but we're going to break it down into 5 separate LLC type what's the names. Each trust is going to have about 35 to 50 billion dollars. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy up every house that we possibly can that's in a moderate to good neighborhood and make them for rent.
And then people with good credit scores that want to get into the market can't find those good moderate.
You're not going to be able to find them because you're going to be competing with other homeowners in your position. You're going to be competing with the wholesalers, the investors like me. You get what I'm saying? The Airbnb people, the government house assisted housing people, the people, everybody who's trying to get a property, the people who got rental properties. So we all of us are competing for the scraps that's left over in the real estate market right now. You get what I'm saying? And so the problem is this. One of the politicians, I can't think of his name, he said by 2030, we're all gonna, what did he say?
I know they was talking about a recession.
No, he said, he made a crazy ass quote. He said, we're gonna own nothing and be happy about it.
We're gonna own nothing and be happy about it.
I think that was George Soros. I can't, don't quote me on the elitists that said it, but they said something to the effect of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it in the market right now. Wow. Like at the end of the day, if you look at the Dallas market, the houses are overpriced anyway. But the big elephant in the room to me is in February, we have about 8 million houses coming up for foreclosure. The eviction moratorium ends.
So you think that it's going to be 2008 type of crisis that happened?
Oh, it's going to be way worse.
Oh, it's going to be way worse.
Way worse. Wow. I'm talking about way worse. So, and it's not going to be like you guys think. It's not going to be like everybody think. Everybody think we finna get houses, 50 cents on the dollar again, 60 cents on the dollar. No, no, because inflation and the housing market is so high now. The housing market will go down another 20%. And so you're talking about we're going to get deals that are foreclosures that's going to be 70 cents on the dollar, 75 cents on the dollar. And those are going to be deals. Whereas before, that was your buying price.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
It's not really a deal.
So it's not really a deal, but it's the market being normalized. So the market going back to normal prices, basically what the houses are normally worth without this hyperinflation. And so many people bought during the hyperinflation that they're going to lose equity in those houses. A lot of people who bought houses in 2020 and 2021, houses have lost value of $70,000 to $100,000. That's equity you're not getting back. And guess what? Now your ass upside down and that bank ain't finna redo nothing. They got you where they want you all over again like 2008. It's a cycle, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle. And so you just got to prepare your mind for what your eyes going to see. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
We definitely going to bring you back because, like I said, this is a very complex because we've been talking about a lot about high rent. The rent is high. I get all these complaints. High property taxes, mainly the rent. People say they can't afford it. I was looking at a story. A guy, he have a master's degree, worked for the city with some part of Florida, can't afford rent, and he makes $20-some an hour. So this is a crisis, not only affecting Black people, but it's affecting white America,
everybody,
middle class, anybody, right? They really can't, and it's hard to find. And they say it's a shortage of affordable housing in this country. So, and now that you got the hedge funds and now you got all them people buying up property, they're making an issue that was already worse, just make it even.
Yes, I'll tell all of you guys that try not to get an affordable house. Just if you can, and you have to pay a little bit more money, get outside of the affordable houses, and I'm gonna just tell you why. Even if they're brand new built, I'm gonna just give you guys the game because this is what you really need to know. So even if a house is brand new built and you're living in a brand new build community, FYI, if it's affordable living, the quality and condition will be excellent. I'm gonna say that again. The quality and condition of the property will be excellent, but the build quality will be bad.
Wow.
So that's the issue with that. So for example, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you can get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for about 120,000. They're doing the same thing using 120,000. You can say worth in build costs for houses that they're putting on the market for 200,000, 230,000. So you know you buying these houses and they look really good and everything, but you know.
So what about like people that say I'm listening to you, but I'm ready to buy. I need a place to stay. So you telling them not to buy or to sit it out?
I just tell anybody, if you're in a position to buy and it's at the price to where you can afford and you can kind of offset some of the equity you're going to lose, you know, being that this is kind of a downtrodden market right now, I say go for it. If you can do anything that satisfies you and what you do and how your pockets go and you know how you find, you know, if you're financially able to do it, I say do it. What I say is if the deal works for you, it works for you, but don't overpay for anything.
Okay, I agree. So we have to get you back on. People is actually, you need a YouTube channel, you need a podcast.
I got all that.
Dropping gems.
Like I got all that
in the chat. Is definitely talking.
But
so would you? I want to ask you this because this is the question I got with the last time. They said, would you go back into like giving people a course, the people that want to get into real estate and actually teach them? Are you going to get back into that business doing that again?
Oh yes, I'm definitely. Well, I'm going to do it through you.
Yeah.
And so
like there's so many people like they was like, is he going to do it again? Because like they
so
so many questions.
So I'm gonna do it through you, and I do got a couple of YouTube channels. I really don't use them because I was doing a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff on the Clubhouse app. If you guys on Clubhouse, just go to Clubhouse and type in Rebellion Radio DFW, and then you'll see the name OG. You can drop it for them if you want to. But
you got the link. Can you text it? You got the link on that?
Yeah. Oh, my phone died.
Okay.
But I'll send y'all that stuff. And but I want to what I want to do is I want to exclusively market and promote myself through the Wiley Show. So I come on as I end up being just a regular guest instead of a special guest. But I want to do it that way. Kind of help Wiley. Wiley been helping me a lot, man. I've been riding with him, so I'm gonna have Wiley and some of his moderators and everybody. Y'all can help me out if y'all want. I'm not good with the help stuff, man. I'm just telling y'all to be honest with you. So you know, I'm a profit dude, man. So you know,
you're a private dude.
Yeah.
Like you just go goals. Like one day you be on Facebook, next day, poof, gone.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, because I help out homeowners and stuff, man. Like so.
Okay.
Like if I pop up in your neighborhood, and what I do is I probably talk to the elders.
Okay.
And then I get the elders the game, and then they'll pass it, and I'll pass that down to like, especially all the young kids, teenagers. I'm always in their ear, like, hey, if you're trying to get the bag, do it this way, or you trying to do it, do it this way. Trying to, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. If y'all can help me out and create my channel, I greatly appreciate it.
I'm gonna verify and share your Clubhouse because you still got it up there, right?
Yeah. I'm on Clubhouse and Fanbase.
Let me go on my Clubhouse and see if it pulls up so I can drop it in there because they're gonna be asking me a billion questions.
How old am I? If y'all can guess my age, if anybody in here can guess my age, I start my YouTube channel ASAP. Like I go into by the end of this weekend, I have it done.
And that's yours right there.
There you go. If anybody can guess my age.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop it right now so y'all can get into his Clubhouse. Because so when you gonna do a room, is you just have to subscribe in a second because whenever you're gonna do because you don't have a schedule on that. So
okay.
Yeah. Oh, they somebody said 32.
Don't tell them.
All right. All right.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Like, I look like this because my light resonates through me. Mm-hmm. So I'm just being real. My light resonates through me. And so
because when I first met you, I'm like, you got kids? I thought you was like a teenager.
Yeah, and I started laughing.
I thought you were like,
no, I ain't no teenager.
I thought you was. You have a wife, you have a whole family. I'm like, this dude is a kid. What are you talking? That watch wrestlers. I thought you was like a geeky kid, because that's all you talking about. Like, it just blows my mind when you get to Wiley. You just go on politics with a video. Like, it's like so much, and you watch. I'm like, this is a kid, but you was like, you a grown man.
Yeah, I'm say, man. I don't grow no hair on my face. I don't have none of that hair stuff. And so I get mistaken as a kid, and a lot of people talk at me and not to me.
Yeah,
and it's like one of the worst things you can do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because come on, man. Like, but you know, hey, I'm old enough to be a granddaddy.
Okay, yeah. You have a family, yeah.
Yeah, I'm old enough to be a granddaddy, y'all.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this, just to give y'all another hint. Like,
yeah,
like the big 5-0 type shit.
Cause like when I saw you and I met your wife, she's intelligent. Like y'all need a podcast. Like DJ Envy and his wife, they got none on you and your wife. And I don't know why y'all don't do a podcast. Beautiful daughter, beautiful family. I was shocked. I didn't know you have it. You and the thing I like about you, Don, you can get into the hood culture, the streets, you get into the boardroom. Most people cannot code switch like that.
I'm well rounded only
You're
because,
very
man,
well-rounded person.
I've been on my own since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Bro. Like,
and I didn't even know
like
that.
type shit. Like,
Wow.
so I was raised by wolves, bro. Like, straight up. So, you know,
very good guidance, great conversation. Just a great guy. And ever since she told me to meet you, just a great all-around guy. Nice neighborhood, a family, and that needs to be promoted more. A black man that's a family man with a wife, with children, because it's a narrative. Black men in their house, black men, they're abandoning their family, and that's not the case for you. And that needs to be promoted more. So when I saw that, I was proud. Saying, wow, you know, it made me tear up because I don't see too many of those examples for younger black men to have like a family, and you really see that and really out here making moves. And I remember we went to a property. He was like, how much that property? I was way off, and you was right on the money. So you know what you saw. I was like, this dude know what he's talking about. I was like, wow, because I just thought that you was a conspiracy theory. Oh, this man is a conspiracy. He needs to stop reading all them newspaper and book. But you got the knowledge. It's just, I didn't know. I'm like, wow. And I'm glad that you came into my life, because now whenever I come into some money, like say if the show take off and it reach millions, I need to be able to talk to somebody that do a real estate deal and know where to buy this real estate type of, you know what I'm saying? And you the type of guy that will take out the bullshit and give me some real facts about it. So yeah, it was good. So they said I'm Floyd. Somebody said 55. Somebody said 55. These people are something else. They said, Wiley, you really need coming through with the quality content of substance. Yeah. Because talking to the right people and giving you the right information. It was a bunch of bullshit that people were telling me about being on YouTube. And I paid money for those type of sessions. But God sent somebody to the channel, and they've been giving me great advice they're teaching me how to crack the code. Now, I'm not gonna give y'all shit for I ain't like Don. You're gonna have to pay me to get the code for YouTube. But I'm finally learning the formula and bringing you on, because we have a lot of middle-aged women and also some brothers. And one thing about YouTube, since this is a free game, it tell you the demographics, how old the women are, right, the city they in, how long they're watching. And I know they want to get into real estate, and there's some dealing with stuff. So we need you in here to give that type of input. Okay. Why are we talking about the messing? Because you know I love talking about golden showers, but that's not going to help me get a tax exempt or help me get this property a golden shower. I can't go to my realtor. I love a golden shower. Like, I need to have some knowledge and some understanding while we're being entertained. So that's I love having, because it keeps me balanced. Yeah. And you're a wrestling fan. So if we want to do a podcast,
I'm a sports fanatic, like a sports fanatic for real.
Like, because like it's not too many. I don't find too many black people that's into like wrestling anymore. They used to be in it during the Attitude Era, but like now in 2023. Because we had a conversation about Roman Reigns, and he was like, every wrestler go through that. I remember Roman Reigns was getting dragged, booed. And he said, every wrestler go through that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Don, you right again. Right. I'm like, every wrestler. Because I thought I was telling you something that you didn't know. He said, every wrestler go through that. You was giving me a list of wrestlers that had to find their voice. But go ahead.
So I'm going to tell you another story. So before I tell y'all my age, I'm going to give y'all another secret. So in college, I was in the slam dunk contest,
Wow.
and the only person that beat me was the up there, the and one dunker. So
they said, dude, they said what is his cash out? Don, what is your diet?
my diet is cereal. I'm a cereal king. I'm a cereal king.
Oh
So
man.
I've every like for real, every cereal in the store, like real cereal, like real shit. Like
You eat
I was
cereal.
obsessed with cereal since I was a kid.
Wow.
So I'm cool, man. Like I'm
So
a
of
simple
cereal, you
dude.
good.
Like
You good with a
meat,
bowl of
bread,
cereal.
cheese, and like some cereal, and then I'm good type shit. My wife
So I
saying
said
lies, but she cooked. So
it is like your wife can cook,
man,
like,
but I can cook. So man, like I really can cook.
and he said, "Hey,
And,
guess
like, I
what?
really
He
can
said he's
cook.
gonna implement like the cooking segment, and that's gonna be dope to see you.
I'm
in
telling
the
you, bro.
kitchen.
Like
Cause like I have a stove and I haven't used that stove, and I've been in this apartment for almost 2 years and didn't use the stove once. I just put some in the air fryer and that's it. I don't look broccoli. Put it. I don't.
Hey,
I don't waste.
I'm seeing cereal in the comment. If I'm gonna tell y'all the best cereal. So I've had every but I've had every cereal that they've came out with, and I'm gonna tell y'all some cereal that y'all never even knew existed. All right, the best cereal I have ever eaten in my life were the strawberry shortcake Captain Crunch.
Wow,
I want y'all to look them up. Google it. Strawberry shortcake Captain Crunch. They went so hard. They went so hard.
Wow, really?
Man, I
haven't had cereal.
Man.
Wow, it's been years. It's been years since I had cereal. It's been years, and you just eat it. You eat it with a big bowl and watch cartoons.
Hey, man, ask my wife.
She said, "Yeah." Like, wow, man, eat cereal. Wow, that's something.
So, but like, I'm just blessed with good genes. I swear to you, I'm blessed with good genes.
Yeah.
Like,
You've been like that.
I really don't.
since
I don't work out, really work out and stuff like that. I'm just really like blessed with good genes.
Yeah.
But I am 43 years old. I'll be
Wow.
44 in April.
I didn't know you was. I thought you was in your mid-30s.
No, I'm 44. Well, I'll be 44
Wow.
in April. And so, yeah.
Wow. I thought you were like 36, 37.
For real?
I really thought so. I didn't know you was in your 40s. So you're 80s baby.
Of course. I was born in 79.
What? 70?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. And if I knew that, you changed the conversation to politics, president.
Yeah. April 18th.
70. Wow. Wow. That's all I have to say is wow.
Yeah.
And that's good. Gee, so do you all your family, like your brothers, do they have?
I don't have any brothers. I have a sister.
Child?
No, I got a sister. Yeah, but she look young too.
Okay.
Like, but it's my mama like everybody look real young.
Love that. That's dope.
But you know what? It's like this, bro. Like, I seen a lot of people go through a lot of shit. Excuse my French. I'm gonna say that a lot. But I grew up in the crack era, so mom and dad, all them, everybody was kind of strung out. And
I want to ask you, how did you not get into that cycle?
I saw them.
Because that's typical. You see the cycle, you get into the cycle.
Man, I saw them. At the end of the day, man, like if you surrounded by that, bro, like I'm from the West Dallas Project, so and then from there we all throughout Oak Cliff, Pleasant Grove, like every Section 8 property.
So did you graduate from college? Did you go to college? You graduated?
No, I went to high school. I graduated college with my associates. I went for my bachelor's, but I got there to my junior year and I didn't finish.
Okay.
And but I still got enough credits for a double major.
Wow. Would you ever go back?
I want to go back before I'm 45. I want to teach.
Yeah.
That's why I'll be early childhood education. I want to teach K through 4th grade. I want to get the kids when they're young.
And that's a good age.
And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a real estate school for kids. Absolutely. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. And it'd be like an after school program where I teach them.
Ask you, so you still an investor? So if you see something that gets you still have that mindset, or you retire from that?
No, I'm still an investor, but right now I do a little bit of everything. I'm like a jack of all trades in real estate. So I'm a commercial and residential property tax consultant right now. So I'm helping us out in that way. So for example, if any of you guys need consulting, property tax, trying to get them lowered, reduction through the ARB boards, anything like that, I can help you out. You know what I mean? So
and I think you helped out one of the viewers here that called you a
Yeah.
while ago. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
And she called you. Yeah.
Because she was looking at it was something I think she was in DC, and it was something with eminent domain going on in one of her neighborhoods where they was kind of suck us out the neighborhood because I guess the building was worth more than what they anticipated.
Wow.
And so they tried to give her what it was worth in their eyes and not what the market value was. And so
I remember that because
I gave her some paperwork and stuff like that, sent her some paperwork, and she filed it through the city and kind of got a judgment to see it more her way, so to speak.
Wow, that's dope. And I'm glad that I'm doing this on the show because, like I said, entertainment, but also I want to educate and use the entertainment as a vehicle for the shit that I'm really into. And I need to get into real estate because that's a part of our existence. Whether you in it or not, you still get screwed.
Right.
So I would rather have the knowledge to help my people not to get screwed or not screwed as much. So I'm glad that you came on the show. Now we definitely bringing you back on. Do you want to take some callers?
Sure.
Okay. So you guys, let me do that, and then it come through here. So hopefully we'll be here to him. So we're gonna take a couple of callers. So give me a second while I set up the call.
Yeah, and give me a couple of seconds so I can take a restroom break.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me go and take a leak.
Yeah. I'm so used to that because they're gonna be because we could just take like 3 callers.
Okay.
Get it together. All right, hold on, you guys. We gotta because I know y'all got questions for Don. So you want to go? Oh, that way.
I just said to stretch my legs.
Oh. Let me see. Let me get it together, you guys. Let me
get everything together.
Yeah, because it's like a certain way to do it. All right. Okay.
This is cool. I heard one.
Yeah, and I ain't moving.
I didn't think it was gonna be so cool.
I
can't do live.
It's really cool and it's comfortable because it's just like you're talking to your friend, and it's lit. I love it. I really love it. And then they like the fact that he brought his own microphone. I never had a guest that brought their own microphone. He was ready, prepared, and it's like literally a good thing that he came on the show because a lot of y'all will hear him on audio because you came on the show a couple of times, but you never showed yourself on camera. And so now you came over here and now they're able to see it. And this is gonna be a profitable business because a lot of people gonna want. I need him to be a consultant. I got a deal. I am a consultant. Did you know what I'm saying? Like I got a deal, because it's 400 people in here, and this is just the audience for right now. But this video can typically reach 10 to 15 to 20,000 people or more. Yes. So you said Wiley, where's the main topic? I'm sorry, Low 444. You came late. You came late. The main topic was in the beginning. You came late, Low 444. So you came late. You should have came on time. And you're gonna ask me what's the main topic. The main topic, I'm sitting here, I'm talking. Came here. That's the problem. Y'all come here late. What's the main topic? You didn't talk about that today. I want to come in about Chrisean. We talked about the golden shower. What's the point? She loved to pee on people. She loved to get peed in her face. The main topic is done. We talk about real estate. See, that's how y'all get screwed because y'all talking about the main topic. So when you get foreclosed, when you and your granny get put out, I'm gonna ask you, well, what about the main topic? Yeah, I want to know about that main topic. Yeah, but yeah, When you try to get some property and they screw you out of there and they do eminent domain, take your grandma barbecue restaurant, you love them barbecue ribs. Someone when the VA come and take that, I'm gonna say, yeah, but what about the main topic? Because you didn't want to listen to Don, so when they take your granny, because they can do that shit. They did that to Sweetie Pies when they went to the VA. They took her restaurant. I didn't know they could do that. It took me years to know that if the government needs to do a hospital, if they need to do something for public use, they can snatch your motherfucking property.
Hey, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hide that shit in flood zones. They'll say you're in a flood zone. Just so they have property in your shit. So if it do turn out to be a good investment and y'all end up keeping the neighborhood together, they can say, well, we got this plan over here too. We're gonna rezone. It's not flood zone no more.
Wow. Did you watch P Valley?
Yes.
and they was talking about the casino, and they got to be by water. And towards the end, they was digging a ditch to make the water come to the property so they could build a casino there. I'm like, this is weird. Like, real estate is a game that typically from generations have been told to powerful people, and now average people are getting the answers to the game, and they don't like that shit.
No,
they don't like it with people like you. Can you imagine you
man,
educating like
imagine
rooms and spaces?
So when I start doing clubhouse rooms, I'm going to start inviting a lot of you guys into those rooms. Not because I want y'all to start up beef or anything. I just want you guys to hear the resistance against people like me.
Wow.
By our people who have bought into the game, or that yeah, it's just a game. Just bought into the game that you know, we can't be prominent in this space, or you know, we're less than in this space than others. And it just, at the end of the day, I can say all the stuff that these guys say, I can on the intellectual platform, or we can just shoot the shit like we doing now. But all them big words ain't gonna save you in no courtroom. They ain't gonna save you when you sign your life away on a deal or anything like that. At the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna use all those big words for nothing. I want anybody to get the message, from a 2-year-old to an 80-year-old. You know what I mean? True. And so that's how it is with me. So you just gonna get the straight with me. You're not gonna get the bells and whistles and the big presentation. I'm just not with it.
Hold on, I didn't hear that ring.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I made it. All right. Yeah, I can hear you.
What's your question or comment? Can you hear?
Hey, okay. So I just have I guess I just want your opinion on something. Do you think it would be wise? Okay, I have good credit. I make, a decent amount. I make, over 100,000 a year. I think everybody makes over 100,000 a year these days. But do you think it would be smart to use a first-time homeowner's loan to buy a multi-family unit?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes, it depends. It depends on your cap rate, like what you bringing in versus your expenses. And if those numbers work for you, I'll say, and you say it's a multi-family, like how big is the unit?
I'm thinking 4-family.
Oh, like a 4
unit? Yeah, no, a 4-family unit, like a 4-unit building.
Yeah. How many floors
does it have to do? Yeah, but I was thinking about using a first-time homeowner's loan, and somebody told me not to do it. So
it all depends on your rates. It all depends on your rates, and are there any expenses you're going to use to rehab that property, or is it already in tip-top shape?
See, I don't know, but if it was, I was thinking about maybe investing, like, see what I can do with about 50,000. Not as the rehab, but the 50,000 would be, I don't know what the closing costs would be and all of that. But okay, let's just say 10,000. I don't really know much about the rehabbing.
And so
I don't know what's most important.
Yeah, that's the most important.
I don't know what's most important.
So what I would tell you is this: before you put any money into anything, I would tell you, please do a little bit more due diligence. Have your plan in place. Have your plan in place, because if you're going to do multifamily, a lot, especially if it's going to be an income generator, a lot of times you're going to go through a little bit of hoops. And so if I were you, I would learn the do's and don'ts within that jurisdiction, and you trying to buy that. That's the first thing I would do. Learn what you can and can't do. Because then if you do, then you're not limited to you're not limited how you can exit that property. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like at the end of the day, you need about 3 or 4 exit plans. And so in order for you to do that, you need to know what you need to put in there, how much it's going to cost you. You get what I'm saying? All those things. Because you going in it blind thinking, I can put this money in there, but just do your research before you put your money in anything in real estate. Do as much research as you can. And when you get clarity in your decision, then you go for it. But if you don't have clarity, if you have to think about anything, as far as like in numbers, like for example, if you looking at a property, you saying, man, it's worth this, but if I can take this back to make this and this, man, it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
The easiest
Right.
thing and the hardest thing to do in real estate is say no. So no is your best friend. No will be your best friend.
That's a good point. Thank you. So
Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you so much for bringing him on, Wiley.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye-bye. Everybody make 100,000. Well, she
I know.
about me because I don't make 100,000.
No, it depends on where she at.
Okay.
If she's on the East Coast, like in Dallas, where is 100,000 in New York.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Hey, you out with Wiley and Don. What's your question or comment?
Hi. So do you if I'm a person that doesn't have good credit, but I work and have a good work history and I save money, is it a route for me to save enough money to just buy a fixer upper, or do I need my credit?
No, cash is king. I mean, the credit will help you, and it'll help you as far as the leverage goes, and what you can, and what you're willing, and what you can and can't do as far as percentages and things like that. But at the end of the day, cash rules everything, and so you don't need all of those. Like, don't fall for that trick. That you need all these things in place, credit and all that, because there is no such way. I just want you to know that there is no such way. So if you're thinking, well, I have to have all these things in place and that in place and this in place, no. The first thing you need to have is a plan. With a good plan, you'll realize that the money isn't so much the issue. The plan is, you have a good plan in place. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I do.
So
Okay.
it's more so in your plan. Like I told the other caller, just do as much research as you can about what you're trying to invest in and where you're trying to invest. That's the most important thing. Like, I think we've seen so much shit on TV and on social media that a lot of people think real estate is just a get rich quick scheme. Like, I can just get in it, get some money, and then jump back out. And I'm telling you guys, like, I've went through everything you could possibly go through in real estate. I've had properties foreclosed on me, and just everything bad and good I've had happen to me. And I'm just telling you, like, the worst thing you can do in real estate is start real estate in the place of lack. I'm gonna say that again. The worst thing you can do in real estate is to start your investing process in a place of lack. You can't start.
What is that?
Lack. It's too many hurdles and too many mountains for you to climb. For you, I mean, because I'm telling you, it's not even about the money. It's about the wear and tear on your brain.
Yeah,
It's
that's
mentally.
true.
It's mentally. It's physically 10%. Mentally is 90%. 90%. And so a lot of people quit mentally because, I mean, why would you want to go through this shit? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to put yourself through it just to make a profit when you realize a lot of times the money ain't even worth it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is a lot of stories out there. So, like, with the cash part, is it so if I had $10,000, is that a down payment on a $100,000 house, or like, how does that work? Like, or is it like I just pay $10,000 in cash and have to get a loan to fix the house, or how would that work?
No, yeah, in a way that's, you can do it that way, but how many houses you gonna find for $100,000?
Well, that's true.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just being real with you. Like it sounds good, like, but if you can find a house with $10,000, you're not gonna find it. You probably won't find it. You probably won't find it in a place to where you can make money off of it. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to fix it up, and then you got to rent it out if you want to rent it out, or you know what I mean? Like,
right.
If you're gonna buy a house for $100,000, make sure you get at least 1% of that in rent. So if you guys are gonna buy houses and rent houses, try to accomplish the 1% rule. So you should be renting a house for 1% of what the cost of the house is. That's what you should be bringing in monthly, minimum.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
And so if you can buy $100,000 house, put whatever you can put into it. Say if you have to put 30,000 into it, then that's 130. You should be able to rent that property for $11300 or more.
Right.
And if you can't, then it's a bad investment for you because you're gonna take forever to get that money back. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I understand that. Yes.
And so
Okay.
yeah, so just
Okay.
you know what I mean? Just take your time. It ain't no rush. It ain't no rush. Trust me, because it's gonna happen when it happens for you. And that's what I tell you, man. Just take your time. Like I said, February is coming up. There's a lot of foreclosures that's gonna come up on the market. Try to take advantage. And I have a free ebook. I wrote a free ebook. Um, I told Wiley I was gonna publish it on Valentine's Day because I want to add uh it's a mental cheat sheet, but I want to add a physical cheat sheet to it. So it's equipped with scripts, um skip tracing websites for you guys to get the information from homeowners, property owners, instead of you guys
Okay.
paying all these fees for these applications and these
Yes, that's good.
I got like a whole bunch of free websites where you can get the information from the county. I got websites where it's free skip tracing for you. You just type in the address, it'll give you all the numbers for that house. All of it's free.
Yeah.
So we definitely gonna dive.
It's free.
Thank you, sister, for calling in.
All right now. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna take and that's it. Cause we're not gonna be here all day because we definitely want to bring Don back to dive into questions. Thank you, Ken Washington, for sending $49.99 for that. So don't leave because I got an announcement because we're doing a meet and greet in Dallas next month. So I want to make that announcement. So let me call this.
Can I come?
Huh?
Can-
Oh yeah, you can come to the meet and greet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's
at the
gonna be
meeting
right
greet.
around here.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, at a chicken place so we can eat some chicken. I haven't had
What?
fried chicken in a while. Oh wow.
Yeah, we know the owner, so we can do something there too.
Oh okay. Yeah, we can do that too. Then. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show. Hi. So what's your question for me or Don? You got a question for Don?
I have a question for Don. Hey, Chad. Hey, Don. Hi,
Hey, what's
everybody.
up? What's up?
So my question is this. I want to build a small family compound, kind of like maybe on a few acres, 4 or 5 small houses just for my family, and maybe one of those smaller properties I can use for like business, office type stuff. How do I go about finding the zoning and stuff like that for where I live
Where do you live?
in Las Vegas?
Okay, so the first thing I would tell you to do is you have to buy the land, right?
Yep.
You have to buy the land you're going to develop on. So if you're going to look for the land, make sure it's out of the jurisdiction of the city. If you're in a rural area, you have probably one jurisdiction. If you're within the county lines, you have 2, right? That's why acreage and land is cheaper when you go on the outskirts of the city because the zoning is less stringent. When you're in the city, zoning restricts you from doing a lot of things that you want to do because the city has interest in what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? If it doesn't benefit them, they're not gonna let you do it. That's why you can get away with that in more rural country areas where there's acreage. So if I were you, I would find the acreage first. Wherever you're going to go, find the acreage first. And then what you do is you walk around that neighborhood, wherever this place is, you become a fixture in that area. Make your face seen by the locals in that area, right? Number 3, find you, if that area is a place or an area that's not liking of your kind, I'll say it like that, find you the complexion for the protection. This is what they gonna tell you. So a lot of times when we want to build these neighborhoods, these private neighborhoods for ourselves, we're kind of stopped because we don't have the complexion for the protection. And what I mean is they want to see your money. They don't want to see your face. They want to see the money behind it. They don't want to see the face. And your face doesn't align with that city or that there's jurisdiction, it won't happen. So you need somebody in your back pocket that's the complexion for the protection. So whether it's white person, Hispanic, whatever it's going to be, make sure they're the opposite sex. I'm sorry, the opposite race, and you got to play the game that way. At the end of the day, all this person got to be is a face and a spokesperson for you and your LLC or whatnot, right? That's all you got to do. That's 3, just in case they trip on you. Now, your last thing is the most important thing. You need to get the infrastructure. Make sure that that plot of land has utilities. Make sure there's water and utilities running through there, because if not, the city will probably have to annex that small town for a water supply, and it won't happen. If it's a free town, it won't happen. So the next thing you do is get your plan together. And so even if you say I want to build this house compound and probably have businesses on the bottom, you know what I'm saying, like the bottom of the complex or whatnot, and you have like the houses at top, however you want to do it, make sure you have a plan for everything possible that you gonna do on that property. And then you get all those prints done. You have the city to sign off on that shit, because sign off on it, they looked at it, and then they can't go back on their word. That's now, where we screw up. We get the land, but we don't have the plan in place before we get the land, and then they can make up the plan as they go. So you have to have all these things in place before you start that, because remember, you're really building your own HOA, because that's what it is. And so because you building your own HOA, guess what you guys get to do? You guys get to make up the rules. And it's a private entity outside of the jurisdiction of the city.
So would it be smarter for me to do that and tie it to my business or my personal? Because I'm a business owner as well.
Tie it into you, if you can, tie it into your business or a trust.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't want to waste all your time. And I know Wiley said you're going to come on. And Wiley has my back. He is my white person. He says that I'm a white girl.
All right.
I love you, Wiley.
Love you.
I'm getting off. You guys have a good night.
Oh man.
All right.
So great. Cause speaking about, that, I don't know if you heard about the black family in LA. They got the beach back, and then they sold it back. They sold it. Everybody was angry, but they couldn't do anything with it because of zoning.
Yes, but the city knew that from the beginning. Look. I'm telling y'all, the zoning and gentrification, how they do it, it happens 30 years before we see it. It happened. So every 5 years, every 3 to 5 years, the zoning changes in every city in the United States. And guess what else happens every 3 to 5 years? We have elections and primaries.
Absolutely. Money and power.
There you go.
Tied it together.
It ties together.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to restream this on tomorrow at 10 or 11 a.m. Again, we're doing a meet and greet. It's a business that I want to support, that I've been supporting for a while. Let me take this board so y'all can see it. On February 11, 2023 at 3 p.m., I'm going to send you the address of the business when you email me at wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. It's a restaurant that we're going to support. Only thing we ask is you buy some chicken, buy some hush puppy, whatever they selling, that we go and support that business. That's on February 11, 2023 at 3 p.m. So if you do want to come and see me, that's where I'll be at. And so email me at Wiley Show Productions, and we would give you the address. And so we would definitely have that. And I will put the email on the screen. Don said he would come through. If y'all have any more questions, he definitely will be back on the show. So I'm going to work with his schedule to see when he can come back on the show. But this was the first time ever he came on camera, and he was definitely his own, because this is like a radio show and it's an audience. And I've always wanted to bring smarter people that are in, whether it's politics or spirituality, in this case, real estate, trust, LLCs, and etc. Because this is other stuff I got to talk to on the back end. But this has been great. Anything else you want to announce to the people?
My YouTube channel will be up soon.
Okay.
And I just thank you guys for showing me love, man, and support. And Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be everything y'all want me to be from a consultant level, like straight up. Like, there's not too many people that are out here that are just genuine with the information. And yeah. So we just gonna keep it rolling like that.
Absolutely. Also, you guys, last announcement, do not forget that we will be in Las Vegas October 6th through the 9th, 2023. This is our second meet and greet in Las Vegas.
We're doing that one.
Last year was fun. This year's going to be better. I think over 15, 16 people have already reached out and said they want to attend. So, again, email me at wileyshowproductions@gmail.com because last year we went to go see Usher. Let me tell you, people, when we pick the concert, pay your money early so when we go to the day of the concert, we can't try to pick a ticket because the ticket price is going to be expensive. And last year I paid the taxes and the fees. This year, y'all got to pay y'all taxes and fees with the ticket. So, because I didn't know shit, y'all. And I was like, God damn. I bought them tickets. I didn't know anything about tickets and fees and shit. I looked at it, it was $12, $13, and I had the money. I'm like, damn, because I said the ticket is $125. But that wouldn't count the taxes and the rest of the bullshit fees. And I had to pay for because it was too late to tell people the price is high. So this time, I'm going to give you the price with the taxes and also the fees. So that would be, we'll be in Vegas the first weekend in October. And it's going to be great. We're doing a party bus, so be out to look out for emails on that so y'all don't know how much money y'all have to give us for the party bus so you can be a part of it. It's going to be great. We're doing a club. We're doing restaurants. We already got the hotel. We're going to stay at the same hotel we stayed at last year for our locals because they don't have to pay for parking for those people that do want to come and see me for that day. We're going to bring Don back. Thank y'all so very much. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you again for the super sticker. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Peace.